Hello beautiful souls, my name is Ania Halama and I am the Rebel Entrepreneur. So today I wanted to share a little bit of a vulnerable story, an authentic story, and just share a little bit about what has been going on in my life. This is something that I haven't publicly shared yet. I've shared a little bit with my friends, specifically around mental health, because my mental health has not been up to par lately, and there's a lot of dense energies, really dark dense energies going on in the world right now. Obviously with COVID, mental health has skyrocketed like crazy. Before COVID, 11% of the US population had mental health issues. That number has doubled since then, which means that almost 1 in 5 Americans struggle with some kind of mental health issues. And this has been something that's been very close to my heart for all of my 20s. During my 20s, I was very sick. Mental health issues specifically, along with other lots and lots of body ailments that just kept coming into my life. And I was attracting that, and it was what was going on in my life right now, and I haven't felt this way in a very long time. But recently things have just been really feeling like some kind of crazy turmoil. My anxiety has been through the freaking roof, and I've shared a little bit about this on some of my stories and on some of the posts that I've done, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me of they're feeling the same exact way, that their lives are upside down, that a lot is going on in this world right now and they just don't know how to deal with it. This is something that I live and breathe and preach, and even though I do this every single day and I have the tools and the techniques to help me and support me with this, I can't help but still feel this stress sometimes. So there is a lot of dense energies in the world right now, from people from COVID, first off, people, the recession, like what's going on in the world, people losing their jobs, people just not having money, not making money, lots of health issues have been going around. They don't tell you that you need to go outside and be in nature for a little bit. Nature is healing. People just, these are the things that we don't talk about, and I wish that we really talked about them, taught them, and learned them in school, so that when something happens in your life, whether that's good, bad, positive, negative, when something happens that you don't know how to deal with it, that you start knowing how to deal with it, and you have the tools to deal with it as well, which a lot of people, they just don't know. So in my 20s, I was very sick. I struggled with insomnia, anxiety, depression. I had IBS. I had so many different things, and I share more about this in my book, Rebel's Guide to Spirituality, and I know many of you have read it already. And I healed myself from all of that. Meditation was very big for me on how I helped get through some of the traumas that were going through my life in order to get to that next point in my life, so I can fully start healing and I can fully start getting better. Recently, I just launched my second book, Women Gone Wild, with 15 other amazing women. And while I was on this book tour, this was in June, just a couple of months ago, while I was on the book tour, I lost my entire business. I had a massive spam attack, and I got hacked. This is every content creator's worst nightmare. I lost everything. I lost my entire website. I lost over 30,000 emails, my entire email list, and they always tell you if you don't have an email list, you don't have anything. I lost over 300 pieces of video content that I have created, all of my podcasts, many of my meditations, many of my tappings. And you might be thinking like, oh, didn't you have a backup? Like, yes, I mean, that's what the cloud is for. That's what the cloud is supposed to be there, and what it's supposed to be there for, in order for you to have those backups. And It was so difficult. Right before I went on book tour, I finished up all of my coaching contracts because I knew that I would be traveling the entire month of June being on this book tour. And it was amazing. The book tour was amazing. I was on a freaking billboard in Times Square. Like, all of that was amazing, and there were so many good things coming to me. But as soon as I returned from the book tour, because I didn't even notice that this happened until I got back, as soon as I returned, this is where like my life started getting upside down. Like, all of a sudden I woke up and my entire business was gone. And it's been a few months already, and I still haven't fully gotten that business back yet. I haven't fully been able to get everything back. I was able to retrieve my website, which is amazing. I have not been able to retrieve all of my emails. I have not been able to retrieve all of my video content. And it's so heartbreaking because I just felt like everything was going wrong. One thing after another, after another, after another. Things were just going horrendous for me. And this past week was very, very difficult because it's been several months already and I still haven't retrieved everything back. And I was to a point, because I'm feeling much better today because I've been doing the inner work in order to help it. But my anxiety, I haven't been sleeping well. I haven't been eating well. My anxiety, I haven't felt this way since I was 20 years old. And this is not something that I want anyone to feel like, because I understand, like, you're constantly in a loophole in your head going from like depression, mania, happiness, anxiety, like one thing after another, after another, after another, and you're in this constant loophole in your head. And I understand what this feels like. So first off, if you are going through something, my soul and my heart goes out to you, because I know how draining this can be. Know that you are not alone. We are, as a collective, we are all going through something right now. So many of us, and I've talked to so many people, so many of us are going through something right now. As a collective, we are all rising. We are all trying to ascend. We are all trying to get out of the density of the 3D world and get into the higher consciousnesses and get into the higher planes. Many, many, many of us are doing that. But in order to do that, we need to feel the difficulties. In order to get to the light, we need to go through the darkness. And I have actually, I want to say it was February this year, I had a really difficult ayahuasca journey where I was possessed by Satan himself. He was literally squeezing me from the inside out, and I didn't understand what was going on and why I was going through that. And someone told me, and it's beautiful how the universe always speaks through people. It always answers our questions, no matter what those questions are. If you ask the universe a question, the universe has to respond to you. And I was just sitting within myself. I was like, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? Just as I have been these last couple of months, why am I going through this? And the answers came to me from other people. And I am so grateful, so blessed, so in just absolute awe, realizing that this is how the world works, this is how the universe works, this is how God works, like speaking through other people. And in that ayahuasca ceremony, someone told me during that ceremony, because I was explaining my situation, what was going on, and they're like, in order to get to greatness, we have to go through the pain. In order to get to the light, we have to go through the pain. And this is what I have been feeling as a collective recently as well. In order to get to that light, to that next level, we needed to go through the pain, and I needed to go through this. There is always a silver lining that comes out from anything that we do, from the good, the bad, like especially when going through some kind of turmoil, going through some kind of grief, anxiety, sadness, pain, trauma. There's always a silver lining. Like there's the saying, like, oh, there's always greatness is going to come out of it. Look at all the greatness. If it's not, then it's not the end. Well, yes, there is always, but you can't help but feel all of the emotions, all of the sadness, all of the anxiety while going through that. And at the end of the day, I am human myself. I felt all of these pains, all of these, the anxiety. I can't tell you how much my anxiety has been. Like every day I've woken up and I felt like I felt defeated. Really, I've been feeling very, very defeated. Like, it's just, I take one turn left and then one turn right and then 17 steps backwards because it's just one thing after another, everything just crashing down at the same exact time. So I was able to get my website back, but I had to switch over servers from my website, and with switching over my servers, my website reputation and my domain is at a 0 now. And I've talked to multiple people about trying to get this back, and it's just not much we can do right now. It's just I have to work up that reputation again, and I totally understand that this is what happens with websites. I understand that. But because of that, my email was attached to my mailing server, and my mailing server is now going to spam because my website authority is at a 0, and I need to work that up. And then I was like, all right, well, let me try like personally emailing a couple of my old clients and like catching up with them and doing whatever. And even that, like, because my personal Gmail is attached to my website email, like even that email is all going to spam or not even sending at all. Like this week my email took an absolute shit and it just stopped working. I had to create a brand new Gmail, and this is a Gmail that I've had for 15 years, and I've seen multiple people have very, very similar problems lately, and I can't help but have felt defeated. And I want you to know, because there's so many people that are dealing with some of these struggles. I am not the only one. You are not the only one. There's so many people that are feeling all of these energies. Know that you are not alone. Reach out to a friend, reach out to counselors. There's tons of services out there that help with anxiety, that help with whatever. Reach out to me. I have tons of tools in the toolbox to help you as well. But at the end of the day, I am also human, and I am allowed to feel these things, as are you. So the first thing that I want to tell you is acknowledge these feelings. Know that you are feeling them. I sometimes, EFT tapping is my all-time favorite method to use because it recycles the energy in your body in order to get from the negative into the positive. We reprogram our minds fully in order to get into that positive state of mind. However, we need to acknowledge the negative. Acknowledge that you are feeling this. Sometimes when I work with my clients, they've told me like, oh, I don't want to touch the negative because it really gives me, it brings up negative beliefs. It brings up negative things inside of me. And like, I really don't want to look at that shadow part of me. We need to acknowledge, sit within that feeling. Acknowledge that you're feeling this at the moment. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. Allow your body to tell you what you're feeling. If you feel like crying in the shower, you go and cry in the shower. If you feel like sleeping longer and not doing anything, sleep in longer and don't do anything. Allow that flow, that feminine energy to work through you, and listen to what you need to do. Listen to your body. Your body knows best. Listen to it, because sometimes we get into this negative spiral in our heads that we're constantly going in our heads, and then you're like, I don't know what to do. So listen to your body. Listen to what it is telling you, because your body knows best. Get out of your mind, listen, and start tapping into that being. And use different tools. For example, I posted a post today or yesterday, whenever it was, about different tools that I use in order to get past that anxiety. EFT tapping, and we're going to do an EFT tapping on anxiety right after I'm done with this, just to help get us out of that mood. So EFT tapping, phenomenal. Moves that anxiety, moves those feelings, those emotions, that negative belief, and reprograms our minds into a positive belief. And then breath work. Breath work re-energizes your entire nervous system. If you're anxious, that means your mind is constantly running. That monkey brain is constantly going. Getting out of that monkey brain and into our bodies, into that being, and calming your mind, calming your breath with just simple breath, calming your entire nervous system with just breath. Breath work is phenomenal. Meditation has been so good. Meditation is actually how I fixed my own anxiety in my 20s. This is how I fixed my anxiety. This is how I was able to get through all of this. I started meditating every single day. Know that this is a practice. All of these tools that I'm telling you, all of these tools that I'm giving you, they become a practice. Getting in tune with our bodies. You can start doing yoga. You can go work out, move your body, get in that flow, getting in that feminine. Again, we need to really start being. Because if we're anxious, if we're depressed, if we're sad, that is us being stuck in our minds. Get out of your mind. Learn to master your mind so that you can start being and start fully becoming the person you have meant to become. We have to unlearn all that we've learned our entire lives, all of the traumas that we've known our entire lives, all of the things that we're constantly believing. If we have anxiety, sadness, depression, etc., whatever, that is because we're not being in the center of who we are right now. It's because we're thinking of the future, thinking of the past, thinking of how is this going to happen? How is this going to play out? We cannot micromanage the universe. The universe will always support you. It will always help you. If you give it those questions, ask those questions, ask those for those answers, the universe will always answer you. And it works in mysterious ways. So when I was going through a very dark moment of the soul a couple of days ago, I had a friend that reached out to me, and I haven't talked to him in maybe like 2 weeks. Like, we catch up here and there, but I haven't had a full conversation with him. And he sent me one of the most beautiful messages. It was like a 10-minute voice note of just the exact things that I needed to hear. And the day before, I was texting my sister, I was texting a couple of my friends. I was in Portugal, like, seeing beautiful things, doing beautiful things, and like anything and everything anyone would have told me wouldn't have worked for me, because the universe was talking to me through my other friend that I haven't talked to in weeks, months. And this is what I mean. The universe always responds to you. So be open to the possibilities of the universe giving you these responses. What else can you do if you have anxiety? Move your body. Go for a workout. Go for a run. Go do some yoga. Get in that movement, in that flow state, in that I am who I am, how I am supposed to be me, in order to get to that being state. So you're not worried about the next step. You're not worried about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. You're just living in the present moment and manifesting your current reality by being in the present moment. And this is how we quantum leap. This is how we timeline hop. This is how we start becoming who we are meant to be. If we're actually doing, being, seeing, acting as if already, as if. So to get out of that mind, like, get in that flow, start being, connect to your body, spend some time in nature. Nature is so healing. And this is one thing that just drives me absolutely crazy when COVID happened. They don't tell you, go spend some time outside, go spend some time in nature, like the sun is healing. Yes, it is. Go do that. Do things that you love. Connect to your soul, connect to your body. Prayer has really been coming up for me a lot lately as well. And I grew up Catholic, then I stopped believing in God. I've been believing in God for the last few years because of just everything that's been going on in my life, and prayer has really been coming into my life. Starting asking God to soften my heart, starting to ask him to help allow ease into my life, because similar as you ask the questions, you will receive the answers to all of this. So it is okay to feel this way. You might be having a dark moment of the soul, a dark night of the soul, a dark months of the soul. I felt defeated for months, and this is the first time that I'm talking publicly about this, because I'm finally at a point where I'm feeling okay about all of this. And I'm ready to share and be vulnerable and tell you that it is okay to feel exactly how you're feeling. Work through those emotions, work through your heart, open up your heart, connect to your soul in order to start becoming and being what you are meant to become. You are not your anxiety. You are not your depression. You are not all of these other mental health issues that you might be going through. You are going through a moment, and you are human, and that is okay. Accept it. Know that it is happening, and here are the tools to work through them, because you have all of the power within yourself. I have it as well, as does every single one of us. It's just when we get into these dark nights, we can't help but to feel sad, defeated, as if everything is going wrong. And that's what more of it, the energy that you put into it, more of that is going to manifest into your life. And this is why I felt like for weeks on end, like everything was going wrong, one thing after another, after another, after another. It was like, why is the world conspiring against me right now? What is going on? What is my lesson from this? How am I going to learn from this? I know now, and I'm going to create a new video about that eventually, but we need to go through these things, but we need to come from it with a happy mind, a clear mind. So this is why the tools like EFT tapping, breath work, journaling, meditating, gratitudes, even sitting within the gratitudes of thank you for me having this anxiety right now, because I know that I can work through it. I know I needed this so I can be better and make it better moving forward. I needed this right now. I needed to go through the dark moment of the soul so I can elevate, so I can rise, so I can grow, and I can help people and inspire others along the journey as well. So again, know that you are not alone. It is okay to feel like this. Feel free to reach out to me or anyone else. A friend, call a friend, go outside, spend some time in nature. You'd be surprised at how many people actually want to listen to this, because there's so many people that are dealing with very, very, very similar issues, and it just takes one story, one person to help inspire. And if you've gotten through that, if you've helped yourself get through that, you can help someone else as well. So do not be afraid to speak up about certain things. Be vulnerable, be authentic, be you. And that is all that's going to matter. But let's jump in and do a quick EFT tapping series on anxiety specifically right now, because this has been something, again, and I've been tapping on anxiety for weeks now, and I'm finally, today is the first day that I woke up feeling good, feeling okay that all of this has happened, feeling better, feeling better, first time in a long time. And like, my stomach has been hurting, I haven't been sleeping well. It's just literally been one thing after another, and like, I surrendered yesterday. Like, I spent all day doing lots of deep inner work, doing the work in order to get up and wake up this morning and feeling much better. But it also came from that surrender. The surrender is the feminine, connecting to that, like I was saying, the flow, the feminine. We also need a surrender our thoughts, surrender our feelings, and knowing that you are guided, you are supported by God and the universe fully. Everything is going to work out. If it's not, it's not the end. Everything always does. And having that mindset so you can do those quantum leaps in order to get to where you want to go. So let's do an EFT tapping on anxiety specific, because I know this has been A problem for many people. I know a lot of people's lives have been so upside down lately. I cannot be the only person that has been feeling like this, because I've had so many of you reach out to me and tell me that you're feeling like this as well. So let's take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Another deep breath in. Hold it. And release. And a final breath in. Hold it. And release. And start tapping on the side of your hand. I'm just going to start and you are going to repeat after me. Even though I have this massive anxiety right now, and my monkey brain is constantly going and going and going, and I'm having a hard time just navigating life right now. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I'm just having a really, really hard time. And even though I'm having this really hard time and I'm constantly stuck in my head, I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept myself and anyone else who has contributed to this anxiety. And maybe even made it worse. Or maybe they've tried to make it better. Like my friends, my lovers, my mentors, myself, anyone that has contributed to this anxiety. I deeply and completely love, forgive, and accept them. All right, let's take another deep breath in, and we're going to start on the top of the head. Hold it. I have so much anxiety in my life right now. And I can't help it that I just feel this way. And I don't know how to get out of it. I feel like everything is constantly going wrong. It's like one thing after another and after another. And I'm constantly feeling like I'm in a disarray. And my life is just not getting any better. Maybe it's even getting worse. Because I'm constantly manifesting more anxiety into my life. And that's showing up in other areas in my life. Like all of a sudden I just can't sleep anymore. And I have constant aches and pains in my body. Maybe I haven't been eating well. And I'm just so freaking tired all the time. This anxiety is manifesting in so many different ways. And I'm just starting to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. But I know that there is a silver lining from this. I know that it's going to get better. And even though I can't see the silver lining right now, or that white light at the end of the tunnel, I know that it's going to be there. Because I am not my anxiety. I am not my depression. I am not this person. And I want to manifest more greatness into my life, and ease and flow, so that my mind could be at constant peace. And things can just be easy peasy then. And I need to remind myself that I am only human, and that it is okay to feel this way. So I give myself permission to feel however I am feeling. If I'm feeling angry, I give myself permission to scream. If I feel sad, I give myself permission to cry. If I feel angry, I give myself permission to be angry. Because these feelings need to get worked through me and transmute into a better feeling, a higher, more vibrant frequency, and better emotions and better feelings. I am instilling constant happiness. I am manifesting happiness. I am manifesting a quiet, easy mind, and a day where I just wake up and finally feel like myself again. So I am calling in an anxious-free day and an anxious-free mind. And I'm calling it in at a cellular level so that I can start being in flow and start manifesting the life that I've always dreamed of. So I am calling in an anxious-free day and an anxious-free life into body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, you subscribe, give it thumbs up, give it some love. Thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and share about everything that's been going on with me. This isn't even close to all of the depths of what's been going on over the last couple of months in my life. But I did want to share that. So thank you for allowing me to share, be vulnerable, be real, be authentic, and be me, because I know you guys appreciate it, and I get the most messages, comments, and concerns in general when I am my fullest expression of myself. So thank you. Click the links below if you'd like to schedule a quick 10-minute chat with me to see how I can help you with any of these. We can go in and do an actual EFT tapping, a quantum EFT tapping, or anything else. A deep meditation session. There's several different ways that you can start working with me as well. So I appreciate you, sending you all the love. Chat soon.